Evelyn.
And Cathy. Stoner Sisters.
Stoner Sisters!
I'm going to be making a vegan ABV cannabis infusion recipe for a vegan friend of mine. It's going to be about 2 cups yield. I'm not sure what the potency is going to be on it. I'm planning on using, this is probably going to be like 4.5 grams of ABV, already been vaped weed. It's a combination of pretty much everything that's gone through my packs in the last 2 weeks or so. All dispensary weed, mostly sativas, also some very nice keef put in there as well. I found this on Reddit. It's called Long on Milk. Apparently that is a Zelda reference for all you dorks out there. And the recipe that I found, they use soy milk. That's great, you know, for some people. I did want to definitely pick a vegan product, but when I went to Trader Joe's, I saw this coconut beverage, and it's actually got like 4.5 grams of saturated fat. Yeah, which is definitely more than I could find the soy. And according to most people, saturated fat is the fat you're looking for when you're trying to get the most cannabis, the most THC transmission into your fat. There's not a whole lot of like science backing that up. Some people, based on their anecdotal experience, say olive oil works really well. It's got low saturated fat, but like a higher unsaturated fat, or maybe it's trans substitute. I clearly know what I'm talking about.
But is it paleo?
I don't know. Maybe coconuts are paleo, right? They had coconuts back then. I guess this is a bit processed, so probably not actually paleo. It is vegan, that's what I'm concerned about. And also just having that fat. The more fat you've got in it, generally speaking, the better transmission being here. I'm going to go ahead and measure out exactly how much ABV we're working with, because I am curious. Oh, I underestimated the capacity of this thing. We got 6.7 grams of ABV we're working with right now. Alright, this is going to be some potent stuff, I think.
It's a fine powder.
It's a fine powder, so you're going to get maximum surface area. You're going to put this fine powder in that milk, and when they're together, really finely mixing together really well, you're going to get a better transmission of that THC from the plant matter to the milk that you can then absorb. So you're just trying to do everything you can to maximize the available THC that you're actually going to absorb from that final edible product. So like ABV is really nice because there's basically, you can't get more efficient than that. If you're vaping your weed and then consuming what you vaped, that's a full circle of cannabis consumption. The general rule is that you're going to double your recipe needs when you're working with ABV, because it's maybe about half as potent as fresh bud. Obviously that's going to vary a lot, but since we got almost 7 grams of bud, I'm still just going to do the 2 cups and hope for a very potent end product. I'm going to start by grinding up in the coffee grinder. That'll just make it a lot easier to work with, and also mean that we can use less milk in the recipe. The less milk you use with the higher ratio to ABV, the more potent the end product is going to be, and the less we'll have to use of it for a higher effect. So there. I'm going to get my double boiler set up. I've read online, you know, some people say that it really matters. It really matters whether the water in the pan touches the bottom of the upper pan. Other people say it doesn't matter. In my experience, all that's really important is that you make sure throughout the entire recipe you've got at least 2 inches of water in that bottom pan. The double boiler does is it ensures that you've got a water barrier between the heat source and the oil or liquid that you're infusing, so you're not going to burn it. It would be such a shame to get, like, you know, an hour into this recipe, let the heat get a little too high, and burn this awesome product.
No Bernie the Milky.
Because it doesn't dissolve, and that's why I'm going to need to strain it out with this very fine mesh. This is actually made for nut milk making. It's a nut bag. I got it on Amazon, and I find that it works really well.
So you're going to need a nut sack to do this.
I'm going to do this.
So you're doing your nut sack.
Doing the nut sack, I've got it doubled over. But I do want to be careful that I'm also leaving enough material that it'll catch all of the ABV, not overflow. That wouldn't be. This is precarious. It's gonna work. All right. So this has been simmering for over an hour. Locked. Doubling it over might have been a mistake. Bit too fine a strain.
Well, can we move it back into there and then clean some of it out?
That's true. I could try to do that. More perfect size jar. Yeah, you want to get all of that. I can't. I think you ripped off like the one part that says what the weight of the jar, the ounce.
Alright,
Stop doing that.
let's try a little.
Oh goodness, that's gonna be disgusting. I'm worried. We'll see.
Why'd you make something disgusting? I thought we were gonna make some chocolate deliciousness. But...
Wait, no, we'll do these guys.
Okay,
Shot.
alright. I want a whole shot.
You want a whole shot?
I got work tomorrow.
You said you don't?
I don't. I just
Good,
want
yeah,
to taste it.
yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you took a whole shot, you'd be in trouble.
Let's just share this.
Okay. No, I mean, I'm gonna
We're
do
sharing.
it.
Oh. Okay. I'll give you some then.
Okay.
I just really want to taste it. Oh,
And
that's
we'll
how
just-
we're going, saying.
We'll see if it gets any effect. Or if I'm high when I wake up. Does not taste good.
It tastes like a broccoli took a warm piss in my mouth. To be quite honest. True or false?
A broccoli who's lived a hard life and made some bad choices.
Broccoli and liver failure. Kidney failure. Took a piss like immediately, like right into my mouth.
But I feel like I could put even a little more than this in a cup of coffee with some, cream, whatever vegans use to make their coffee taste not like shit. I don't know. Maybe the coffee could cover this up.
It's gonna taste like a really woodsy coffee.
Yeah, rustic. That, if I was writing a review and didn't want to be mean, burnt rustic overtones.
All right, well, that's how you make vegan whatever the fuck it is.
Would not recommend.
We're gonna get
For taste, we'll report back on